What's going on, Consciouz? Your favorite breakdown commentator. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. You already know what we're here to get into. Before we do so, please go ahead and thumbs up the video. Thumbing up the video not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious crew member and telling them to get their black asses into the sanctuary. So whether you part of the replay gang, the Bush baby, or active with me in real time in these sky reads, please go ahead and bully and thumbs up the video. Also, make sure that you have all of your notification bells set to all so that you never miss a day or hour when the Kang is in fact Kanging. Of course, you can always donate to the platform at $Consciouztv on Cash App or paypal.me/ConsciouzTV, and that's Conscious spelled with the Z on the end, just like it is here on the channel. All donation information and social media handles are in the description box below. Last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your MySpace, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you lay the link. Just let them whores and the real out live and then call in. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What is going on, Conscious crew? So I wanted to come on today and kind of emote a little bit and kind of speak to some of the changes and realities that America is manifesting, and just kind of talk about where I am with that and where I am kind of in general. I was scrolling through my social media, particularly Instagram, and Hope Jazelle, a Black trans woman activist, she did a video where she was emoting, and she was very upset, very triggered, and she was just expressing her heartbreak as it relates to where the country is right now. And this was very nostalgic because I myself came to social media about 2 years ago, and I went on to Instagram, the same platform, and I was vulnerable. I was upset too. I was heartbroken by how far America has not come, how far as a people and as a diverse collective we have not come. And even though dumbass, low vibrational, ugly assholes on the internet took that video and tried to manipulate it and make it seem like it was about something that it wasn't. Nonetheless, I was in that same place as Hope Jazelle. So I want to play her Instagram live from earlier today, and then I will further my commentary. Please thumbs up and share, share, share. Hello, everyone. Hello to my moderators and to all the Conscious crew in the building. Please thumbs up. And let's check out Hope Jazelle.
Black women are being murdered. Black children, Black men, immigrants. People are dying. Families are being ripped apart every single day. People are losing their life trying to stand up for something good, and y'all are on the internet wishing death on trans people. Like, y'all are on the internet having 6-hour-long conversations about how you hate trans people, and there are people dying. Like, I just, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me how any of us are comfortable living in a world where it is more of a problem to be trans or gay or Black than it is to be a white supremacist Nazi human piece of garbage. Y'all will side with the KKK if they give you a Black trans woman to kill. Y'all will literally go and eat dinner with the Grand Wizard if it means that you get to talk shit or kill or do away with the trans person, and it doesn't make any sense. A woman was shot in the face. A woman was shot in the face, and we all watched it from multiple angles. And there are people on TikTok hosting 5-hour rooms about whether trans women are women, because that's what we have been programmed to do, instead of talking about how we can really get in front of the issues, talking about how we can organize. And then we wonder why Project 2025 is damn near halfway through its plan, if not further. Y'all are sitting in 5-hour rooms arguing about 50-50 and who gonna pay the bills and what makes you a man and what makes you a woman and whether you'll date a bisexual. And these people are actively building concentration camps and reporting to the world about it. And we're making memes instead of organizing. Don't get me wrong, I want to bury my head in the sand just as much as everybody else does. But we were out here boots on the ground while these people were building alligator fucking Alcatraz. And we can't pull it together because Black men don't want to listen to the Black tranny in the corner. Because nobody ever listens to Black women, whether they're trans or biological or natal or fucking cis, whatever makes you feel good. It's bigger than the goddamn vocabulary word right now. They are trying to do away with us. Women are dying. Black women are being murdered. Black children, Black men, immigrants. People are dying. Families are being ripped apart every single day. People are losing their life trying to stand up for something good, and y'all are on the internet wishing death on trans people. Like, y'all are on the internet having 6-hour-long conversations about how you hate trans people, and there are people dying. Like, I just, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me how any of us are comfortable living in a world where it is more of a problem to be trans or gay or black than it is to be a white supremacist Nazi human piece of garbage.
So I saw that video this morning, and I distinctly remember thinking about how many fucks I actually do not have at all. I had a distinct, like, there was just a stark distinction within myself of how much I am not emotionally invested in America. How emotionally invested I am not in the system. And I've been practicing a lot of emotional uninvestment for a while now. And I think for me, Spirit has been preparing me for a larger breakup than what I realize. Some of you may or may not know that I have gone no contact with my biological family, probably about 95% of them. I'm only in communication and relationship to about a handful of my family. I've been no contact for about 7-8 years now. I had to break the cycle, and I had to save my mind, and I had to advocate for myself, and I had to move away from emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical distractions. And I have total peace about having zero relationship to those people. Love them down boots. If push comes to absolute shove, I will show up and be a superhero. Outside of that, baby, you don't see me, you don't hear me. I can't do it. Had to vote for myself. Once I got in the practice of voting for myself and removing the toxicity from my life in the form of my biological family, I then started making the necessary changes in my social circle. So my inner circle went from a handful to a pinch. Okay. I started clearing everything up. And in the words of Tina Turner, I really began to understand how love has nothing to do with it, especially when love is destroying you. And when that ball started to drop and I began to have the courage and the self-preservation and self-love to even let go of my alternative family, which was in the form of my friendships, Amerikkka has now happened. And I remember last year when we were, having conversations about voting and raising all of this noise about where we needed to be. And we were assisting in people seeing the larger picture between Kamala as the president and Donald Trump as the president of the United States for the second time around. I remember voting for the first time because I don't vote, but you guys begged me to, so I did. And ultimately, it didn't make a difference. Like I told you guys, it would not. And now all hell is breaking loose. Amerikkka is about to blow like a power keg, and the country is divided in the same ways that it was during the civil rights era, during Jim Crow. And we are getting to see what that looks like in modern time. As I'm looking at everything that's taken place, from the ICE raids to civilians, protesters, to everyday people's lives being uprooted by this administration. Literally, my Instagram sometimes looks like a cemetery because all I'm getting is updates about how people are dying because they have to choose between rent and paying for their inhaler because they don't have the proper insurance and resources that they once had due to this administration. People are having to choose between groceries and their insulin and are losing their lives. People are having to choose between childcare and their cancer treatment and are losing their lives. And we know that this is only the beginning. We know that 2026 was going to be the year that we saw a lot of the legislation that was put into place become active. And from here on, it's going to be a complete shit show. Because I've been breaking up with systems up to this point, because I've been breaking up with people up to this point, because I've been breaking up with communities up to this point, I feel so prepared for what's taking place right now. I don't feel like I'm in this system, even though I am in this system. But I'm just not experiencing the system the way that a lot of people are, and that a lot of people are going to. And there's going to be lots of Americans who are going to actually lose their actual lives over the next 3 years due to the system itself. I've been thinking about whether I'm numb or whether I'm complete. And I want to lean more toward being complete. Because when you're numb, you don't feel anything at all. So I'm not numb because what I actually feel is peace. And the reason why I feel at peace is because I am complete. Something that took me 38 years to finally be capable of doing, you guys, is believing people. Believe people. Believe people. I believe America. America is racist, classist, sexist, homo, trans, and niggerphobic. It's foreign phobic. It's xenophobic. And it's ran by a bunch of psychopathic, capitalistic maniacs cosplaying as evangelical Christians. And something about accepting America for who her raggedy ass is has just somehow given birth to a peace amidst all of this tragedy. Because I no longer think higher. I no longer expect higher. I no longer project my fantasy upon America. America is who she is. And I expect her to be every bit of the bitch that she's always been. And because of that now, there's an extra pep in my step when I'm walking through this stolen and invaded and conquered land. There's an extra smirk to my face, baby. When I'm twirling through the land grab, there's just an extra everything. I'm just like, wow. America really is a mess, girl. And as the bombs drop over Baghdad, I'm just going to sip my latte and pick my hair and think about what I'm going to eat for dinner. Because you know what? I didn't do this. My ancestors didn't do this. The indigenous Indians and Africans of this country didn't do this. This ain't my fight, baby. I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. Because last year, as I was telling you guys in the previous live, when God gave me my happy back as a result of doing all my shadow work, I have been unwilling to give up myself and give up my peace and give up my happiness for anything at this point. I am unwilling. I am on a CTV diet. That means that anything outside of my wellness, anything that doesn't promote my wellness, my sense of self, my sense of safety in all regard, I get it out of the motherfucking way, including the reality of this country. Because while we're all in this thing together, I'm also in this boat in my own world, and I am intentionally living within a bubble. And living within that selfish ass, self-preserved bubble is what has been maintaining my inner happiness no matter what the is going on. I had such a face-to-face encounter with my shadow work that I had promised God that if God gave me my joy back and God gave me back, that I would commit to the rest of my life, holding on to that restoration. That commitment and sacrifice has looked like the sacrifice of my family, sacrificing my inner circle, sacrificing people. Because I also realized that a big part of why I couldn't hold on to my shit the way that I needed to hold on to my shit is because I was tethered to things and to systems and to people that wasn't holding on to their shit. And as a way to keep me accountable to myself, I chose to look at myself like an addict, which means I can't be around other addicts. Because trying to do a work that's already unique and that most people don't do, and trying to create a inner space that most people don't, and then to be surrounded by everything that's opposite of that, and people who are yielding toward their unconscious, yielding toward their trauma, yielding toward their egotism, eventually weakened my motivations and inner inspirations. And so I had to keep clearing it. And as a result of clearing it, as a result of wanting my mental health more than I want people, wanting my mental health, wanting the vitality of my mental health more than I want a grandma, more than I want a cousin, more than I want a sibling, more than I want a friend, more than I want a lover, wanting my mental health more than I want any of those things is what has resulted in a peace that is continuing to transcend and survive and stabilize itself beyond understanding and amidst absolute confusion. So what I'm saying is that, baby, I'm not going back. America got it, baby. You got it, sugar. You got it, baby. You wanted her. You wanted Miss. You wanted the land, baby. You wanted the minds of the people. You wanted the bodies of the people. You got it. You got it. I'm out of the fight. I ain't got a fight in me. I ain't got a cry in me, baby. I ain't got a concern in me. I ain't got a lick of fear in me. I ain't got not a damn thing to give. Nothing to give to this system. I am literally going to pick my hair, baby, as I walk through the ruined streets, the war-torn streets of America, baby. And I'm going to pick like it ain't got nothing to do with me. Baby, I'm going to dress like it ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to skip. I'm going to smile, baby. I'm going to talk. I'm going to walk like it ain't got a damn thing to do with CTV. because America, baby, the rooster has come back home to crow. Oh, yes, it has. And shit is about to go to another level that I really think people are still underestimating, baby. Everything good, and that was good, and that was left to be good, and that was already barely hanging on as good, is about to be challenged in ways that are beyond. And if you have not found a effective way to take care of your heart and to take care of your mind and to take care of your well-being, and if that's not what you are committed to, you are going to be swallowed up in the belly of this beast. This is the time to believe it all. And then inform your choices by what you see. Do not worry about the yabba, the dabba, and the doing, baby. Believe what you see. Because, baby, in the age of Aquarius, all truth is playing out in plain sight. And if you're having trouble getting ahead of yourself, getting on yourself, staying centered the way that you want to, you need to take a look at why. What stimuli are you allowing? What systems are you allowing? What people are you allowing? Because this is about a full mind, body, and soul commitment to your soul salvation. The principalities and the trauma and the karma of this country is after the souls of the people. And there's going to be an effective soul salvation way to do this thing. And there's going to be a going to hell in a handbasket way to live this thing. What we're going through, baby, is calling people and every individual to get to the bottom of their motherfucking bottom line. And I don't know what y'all gonna do, baby, but I know what I'm going to do is stay in the frequency and stay in the vibration and stay in the eye and in the bosom of the wellness that I done had to fight, bleed, and damn near die to restore. And I'm not letting that go over what people in the system did. I'm not making this about me. I don't want to fight for America. I don't have a hoot. I don't have a holler for me because of this system. I think it's tragic that good people who didn't vote for this are going to get swallowed up. My heart goes out to those who are going to get ate up as a result of decisions other people made. I think that what we're going to see over the next decade is a great exodus of Black people, particularly leaving the system. I'm already seeing so many of our people leave. People are headed to Asia. People are headed to certain parts of Africa. People are getting out of here. People are getting their kids out of here. For a long time, we did not want to leave America because there had been so much cultural, historical, and systemic investment in this system. But the reality is nothing is actually changing. And every generation of melanated people are having to fight the same demon devils and principalities that their fathers and their fathers and their fathers and their fathers had to fight. Black people are continuing to die over an investment. And now we have to consider, is this really worth it at this point? Is it? Is it worth the continual lives, the continual minds, the continual spirit of Black people to survive America when the forces upon thee are committed to that obstruction, to the obstruction of our history, the obstruction of our contributions, the obstruction to our safety and well-being? I really thank Spirit that I did so much work and that I've been in the practice of breaking up with systems, communities, and people up to this point, baby, because I didn't know I was being preparated and prepared. I didn't know that my inner arc was being prepared just for a time like this, baby. And this is one more thing in my life that I am willing to let go of for the sake of my personal happiness. I am so complete, baby. So complete about what it is, how it is, who it is. At 40, for me, I'm choosing me unapologetically. I don't feel anything when I see any of this shit anymore. I don't feel anything. Nothing. I'm not brought to tears. I'm not kind of brought to tears. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not frustrated anymore. I don't care. I don't care. I don't have a care. I'm in total self-preservation mode. And anything that threatens that preservation is something that I have to pull my heart out of. It's something I have to pull my mind out of. To walk away from 400 plus years of blood, sweat, and tears, 400 years of an investment into a system that only is because it stands on the shoulders. It stands on the cultural, metaphysical, musical, agricultural contributions of Black and brown people. No. I mean, for God's sake, our ancestors' bodies are buried in this land. America is a tombstone. But at some point, you know, the buck just got to end. At some point, enough just has to be enough. At some point, you just need a different story. At some point, you need a different narrative. At some point, you need a different tomorrow. And it escalates from a want to an absolute necessity to have a different story. And I now know that my story and the story that I live in and the story that I exist in cannot be predicated upon what the reality of America is, what the reality of other people are, and what other people choose for themselves. I've got to do CT motherfucking V and choose better and choose higher and choose separate and away from. Because I am living a different story. At first, I was discouraged when I knew that Trump was coming. And I was like, damn, bitch, I just got my happiness. I just got me back. And now we're going to go through this. Now niggas gonna be down. Now racists and MAGA and the KKK gonna be outside. The Proud Boys get to have their stumping ground again. And God just brought me back to life. But then Spirit said, bitch, what I got to do with you? That's the weather for the collective. You personally get to have an umbrella, even if I'm going to allow it to rain. you personally get to have a life rafter, even though I'm going to allow it to tsunami. You personally get to have shelter, even though I'm going to allow it to lightning and thunder. And then I ooped. And I said, oh, I don't have to stop dancing just because the lights are going to go off for other people. I don't have to run around with my head cut off like a chicken and run around in hysteria and panic and feel victimized simply because that's what other people are going to choose. I don't have to be a dog that keeps going back to lick of my own vomit, even though other dogs can choose that. I don't have to choose that. I want to stress this to you all. You are going to have to be utterly, unapologetically intentional about what and who you choose from this day forward. It will be a matter of life or death biologically. It will be a matter of spiritual life or death. Dangling your soul and playing these salvation games and justifying your lack because you can't unlove the systems and the people that distract you from the light thereof. Caroline, no more excuses, baby. If you're willing to allow people to be the spiritual death of you, if you are willing to allow systems to be the spiritual death of you, that would be of your own personal choosing. But at this point, you've got to love your mental health and your well-being more than you love anything and anybody else in this world. Because people will take you down with them intentionally and unintentionally. Healing gets worse before it gets better. But once healing is like going to the gym. Once you start, though, you get addicted because the results are epic. And the results are that personal solidarity. The results are the truth about how much eternal resource exists within you. The results are the truth that you don't need anything to even change externally to be made anew. Because everything that you want is within reach, because it's within you. Codependency is keeping some of y'all from your personal happiness. Not willing to see it, to see it for what it is. Some of y'all don't want to leave America because of all that you, all that me, all that us have put into it, baby. But would you stay in a toxic marriage just because of the investment? Would you continue to accommodate cancer just because cancer's been there for 20, 30, 40 years? If it's time for some of us to go, it's time for some of us to go. For those who called to stay, stay. For those who don't want better, don't do better. For those who okay with playing with their mental health, playing with their soul salvation, playing with their stability, let them. Don't worry about nobody else. Worry about, focus upon what is in the best interest of your well-being. Because in this season, you don't get to blame anybody else but you. You don't get to blame anybody else but you. I am so emotionally unavailable for this. I am so emotionally unavailable for this. I'm not going. You don't get to have my soul. You don't get to have my spirit. You don't get to have me. And guess what, baby? I don't give a how that looks in the system. I don't give a how selfish it look. I don't give a how one-sided it look. It's my turn now. I'm for me completely. My job, baby, is to me. For me, to me, unto me. And you know, the beautiful thing about righteous selfishness is that the wash off still blesses everything else. Because class, what? When you are well for you, what happens? You're well for everybody else. When the drip drips, baby, just like on Jesus's garb, but this is about centering you. And everything in this system, from the complication of marriages to human relationships and bonds, we've never seen more intimate violence being committed. We've never seen higher femicide rates. We've never seen higher racial divides. Everything is calling everybody to get to their bottom line, baby. And I done got to mine. I done reached mine a long time ago. I'm ready for this shit. Oh, I'm ready for this shit, baby. I'm about to show y'all, bitch, how you stay joyful and prosperous in the eye of a motherfucking storm, baby. That storm is for those who have and are willing to accommodate it. I'm not accommodating it. Yeah. There's no accommodation for me. No part of me is open and receptive. All the windows are closed. All the doors are locked. And I'm barricaded in safely, bitch. And what God gave me back after having to fight for my life over the past 7 years, it's been a journey, baby. I didn't know God was preparing me for the ultimate breakup. The breakup with the system itself. Do y'all work. God is calling us to higher ground. God is calling us out of a dry place. What God has given me back, I'm not giving up for nothing or for no one. Not for ICE, not for Donald Trump, not for MAGA. Black folk, it's time to start asking ourselves some deeper questions about what's best for us at this point. Rather than justifying the continual suffering of more Black and brown people because we don't want to let go. How many of y'all right now still in confusion, still in drama, still in crazy shit because you can't let go? Because you can't commit to higher ground, because you can't commit How many of y'all? I got tired a long time ago. I did something about being tired. Every day, I do something about being tired. What are you going to do about being tired? Some of y'all don't have the mental and spiritual health resources within yourselves to even endure what's about to play out over the last few years because you haven't even chosen better on an anecdotal level. You start no practice of self-preservation at all. And you're about to be hit with a bigger wave. The whole wall is about to come down. And you haven't even prepared a helmet of salvation. It was crazy to listen to Hope. And I was just like, my God, that was just me 2 years ago. Crying, baby. Because the world is a sad and tragic place. But it's a time of rebirth. And everybody has a choice to make in terms of what's going to be birthed out of them next. When I had that dream I was telling you guys about the other night, about the little black girl, Aisha, who was a representation of the divine feminine, the nature of God, because God bees in the feminine, but does and creates in the masculine. That was God kissing the work, the mental health work, the spiritual work, and the shadow work that I've been doing, baby. This shit done came full circle. And I am so happy that I fixed my shit and that I did my work. Because it is for a time just like right now. And let me tell you, people are dangerous. People are dangerous. Everything that you observe as a stimuli, everything that you look at, everything that you do goes into your subconscious. And I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all can't get you together because your stimuli is toxic. Your stimuli is demonic. Your stimuli is raggedy. And Christ said, what goes in must come out. Some of y'all struggling to do y'all at the highest level y'all can do y'all because y'all keep being tethered to systems and individuals who keep going back to the vomit. And if you are a recovering people pleaser, a recovering addict of any kind, whether it's emotional addictions, physical addictions, baby, you're in a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous set of circumstances. Because just like an alcoholic can't manage alcoholism, being around other alcoholics, you can't manage as a post-traumatized person, as a post-healed traumatized person, being around other people who have not done their work. It ain't but so much of that shit you can see, but so much of that shit you can continue to endure before you back in bad habits, you back doing what you said you wouldn't do, how you said you wouldn't do it. You're going to have to be more committed to you than anything else. And I'm telling you that it does not matter who the fuck have to go. If it all got to go, let it all fucking go. Let it go again. Let it go every time. Let whatever takes you out of you in the higher ground that you know you're worthy of, that you deserve, and that you know Spirit wants for you, so that you can have an elevated quality of life. And I'm not talking about that shit that the prosperity church teaches. Because we're finding out, right, that a lot of people who got money, who got fame, who got fortune are miserable, tore up, and broken. So that shit ain't fixing nobody, and that shit ain't making nobody happy. Talking about real wealth, spiritual wealth, emotional health, mental health. Because when you got that in check, and when you got that at a higher level, you can still find rest, even in the noisiest of spaces. And right now, America got the volume turned the fuck up, baby. Yeah, they got it turned up with the capitalism, with the racism, with the sexism, with the homophobia, with the superficiality. You have to turn you up too. Turn up, turn up, turn it up. Because Saturn has returned for America, baby. And only the strongest are going to survive. So I just wanted to come and talk a little bit about that, baby. I think that what's happening, it is sad. I'm willing to participate in any substantive solutions, but until they actually show up, I'm not emotionally available. I'm not. I'm just going to live my life. And in true Scorpio fashion, I also, what's so funny is that the other night I was just saying that it's crazy how I've become a quintessential Scorpio. I'm just becoming that, but that's also a part of my survival mechanism. I didn't realize until I started becoming a stereotypical Scorpio that a lot of those qualities actually were protective. Had I actually been a stereotypical Scorpio from the beginning, a lot of things that happened would not have even happened to me. But now I'm a stereotypical Scorpio, and all of those traditional Scorpion traits are actually serving me and serving me real well. Because once again, from the shadow work to practicing no contact to being in the habit of breaking up with people and systems over the last several years of my life, from my family to my inner circle to my Scorpion nature, it's all tailored and created a idealistic, fully survivable, indestructible Scorpio. And somehow I'm smiling and don't give a fuck while also extending light and love to all those who don't know better, all those who will not be doing better, all those who will be focusing more on what they claim rather than what they do, all those who will be genuine victims of the system, all those who know not what they do as they contribute to a system that victimizes the innocent. May God be with you all. May God be in you all. May God be of you all. Take the challenge to wake up. Choose you just like I did. Choose you. For once in your life, choose you. For the sake of everything you are, choose you. Choose you. Choose you. Choose you. Choose you. Just like I have. Choose you. I'm out of here. Have a great Thursday. We will return to talk about Yolanda Adams, more Donnie McClurkin craziness. I'll see you guys in a few. You guys can thumbs up the video. Oh, before we get out of here, somebody asked me about my hair the other night. You guys, I really didn't want to talk about it because I just don't talk about things until they're at a certain level. But there's a lot of things happening in the Consciouztv reality. I'm wearing prototypes from my own hairline. My launch is, I don't know when my launch is going to be. Right now, I'm just kind of creating the aesthetic of my weave and wig line is going to initially center around natural hair aesthetics, because that's just where I am. And there's a niche market for that. And I'm working with some great vendors right now to create the quality of my hairline. There's going to be synthetic variations of all of the luxury choices. So there's going to be a affordable version, and then there's going to be a high-end version of that line. I'm in the creative room right now as it relates to advertisement, etc. You guys have been begging me for years. I'm finally in a place where I can create. I have the space to create. And so I'm doing just that. You guys also know that I'm a spiritualist. So the spiritual part of the Conscious TV brand will also be taking off as well in terms of my book and my audio content, because I am coming out with a line of affirmations that are going to be they're going to be like audio affirmations with this really beautiful music playing in the background, and this would be affirmational content you can play, you know, on your way to work. You can play, you know, throughout the house. You can play during your meditation sessions, and this stuff is really epic and poetic, you guys. I mean, it's going to get you into the fucking flow, because you guys always speak about my writings. You guys are constantly always asking me, when are you going to write a book? Oh, everything's coming. The Conscious TV brand is an entire corporation, an entity, and it's going to encompass commentary, entertainment, fashion, spirituality. There's going to be all these extensions to, you know, this tree of life over here. So you guys keep me in your prayers, and I want to thank you guys for continuing to support me. You guys are already loving all of the hair, so that's already great feedback. So I can't wait to be a full service to you all. And shout out to the content creators who were reposting me this morning and congratulating me and looking forward to what I'm about to bring, because I'm definitely about to set myself apart from other YouTubers. I'm not just a YouTuber. I've never been just a YouTuber. I'm an entire universe, and that's going to be reflected in all of the areas that I'm going to master and specialize in. So I love you all. I want you guys to choose y'all. Please do y'all work in this system. Please eliminate anything that is spiritually, emotionally, physically harmful to you, and get in touch with your joy and your solidarity in a way that you never have before, because that's what you have to do when you're about to go through things that you never have gone through before. And we're about to be taken through there. So it's going to take a unique level of self, a unique level of self-care, a unique level of wisdom, a unique level of discipline and commitment from you, so that you don't crumble under the weight and the pressure and the disaster of this one-sided relationship that we are in with this dysfunctional ass lover called America. All right. I love you guys, and I will see you all later. Peace.